A modern-day samurai calls home the UFC light heavyweight division. Coming off a controversial stoppage loss, the former king is hungry to reclaim his throne atop the light heavyweight division. Being one fight removed from one of the most electrifying title fights with Glover Teixeira, war and chaos are where Jiri Prochazka thrives. Once a street hooligan chasing mayhem and violence in the streets of the Czech Republic, Jiri's chance encounter with MMA and the samurai way of life, Bushido, would change the course of his life forever. Prochazka stands out not only for his impressive physical attributes, but also for his unique fighting philosophy. Drawing inspiration from ancient samurai teachings, Prochazka's approach is a blend of mental discipline and versatile combat techniques. In the octagon, Prochazka's style is characterized by unpredictability. His striking is unorthodox, often catching opponents off guard, with a mix of Muay Thai and traditional martial arts techniques giving way to vicious finishes in the cage. Coming off of a similarly gut-wrenching stoppage loss that snapped his winning streak, the division's once hot prospect is looking to pick up his momentum where he last left off. Aleksandar "the Rocket" Rakic, hailing from Austria, brings a background in kickboxing to the octagon, which is evident in his striking precision and power. In the cage, Rakic's style is defined by his excellent stand-up game. He employs a classic kickboxing stance, delivering fast and powerful leg kicks that often dictate the pace of the fight, all the while being skilled and smart enough to mix in takedowns when things aren't going as he wants on the feet. On paper, Jiri Prochazka and Aleksandar Rakic are quite similar, both born in 1992 and standing at 6'4" and 6'5" respectively. While Rakic has an inch of height over Prochazka, he will give up 2 inches of reach to the samurai. Now, where the comparisons do not translate as well is experience in MMA. Even though Rakic has twice the number of UFC fights at 8, Prochazka has twice the number of total MMA fights of Rakic at 34. In that 34-fight span that saw him claim the UFC and Ryzen light heavyweight crowns, Jiri posts notable wins over Glover Teixeira, Dominic Reyes, Volkan Oezdemir, CB Dollaway,
Fabio Mababo,
King Mo, Vadim Nemkov, and many more. While not as extensive but still impressive, Rakic will come into the fight with notable wins over light heavyweights Thiago Santos, Anthony Smith, Jimmy Manua, and Devin Clark. Training out of the Jetsam gym in Brno, Czech Republic, Jiri will hope to bring chaos and disorder to the American top team, Zagreb-trained Aleksandar, who excels in a technical kickboxing match. If you want to change your life with combat sports like the Jiri, I can recommend no other combat sports brand than RDX for all your punch-kickery needs. I have left 2 links below to my personal favorite kickboxing starter kit of sparring gloves and shin guards. The wrist protection and durability RDX gloves have at their budget-friendly price is simply unrivaled. Be sure to click the link below to get 10% off your entire purchase at the RDX online shop. Now on to the technical analysis to see which signature techniques each fighter can use to exploit the other's critical weaknesses. Considering the kickboxing pedigree Alex brings to the octagon, it comes as no surprise that the Rocket's best performances come during technical kickboxing exchanges that stay on the feet. Number 1. Looking at the wide lead leg heavy stance that Jiri likes to implement often and the simply explosive leg kicks in Alex's arsenal, it is not hard to imagine the Rocket blasting away on Jiri's wide stance. Number 2. Going hand in hand with Jiri's signature wide stance would be his hands-down approach that affords him to land dangerous, unorthodox shots from the hips that his opponents seldom see coming. However, facing such a dangerous kickboxer in the form of Aleksandar Rakic, those same risky techniques could lead to very dire consequences, especially when answered with a signature Rakic pawing jab, followed by a dynamite straight right. Number 3. Finally, looking at the willingness of Rakic to mix in wrestling into his game plan, it wouldn't be a stretch to expect the Rocket to shoot a takedown somewhere in the fight. Learning from Jiri's fight with Glover, it would benefit Rakic greatly to attempt single-leg takedowns on the wide stance of the samurai, perhaps conditioning Jiri to drop his hands and create a fight-ending collision between the Rocket's fist and the samurai's chin. While Rakic thrives when the fight is a technical back and forth that he can dictate the pace and location of, the hurricane that is Jiri Prochazka is made for the utmost chaos the octagon can contain. Now for Jiri's path to victory. Number 1. Considering the Rocket's go-to defense for an opponent rushing in with a blitz is to move back with his rear hand on his chin and lead hand extended, one could see the samurai finding success, landing a right hand over the top of Rakic's shoulder right on his chin. As Rakic has not faced anyone with the combination of Jiri's long reach and explosiveness, the Rocket should do well to keep his guard tight. Number 2. Looking back at Rakic's speed bump loss to Volkan Oezdemir via split decision, it is clear to see why the kickboxer prefers to keep the fight a clean, technical chess match. Oezdemir was able to make the fight with Rakic a chaotic war, with many momentum shifts that created many openings for him to capitalize on. Incidentally, there is perhaps no one in the 205 division better suited for creating mayhem and finding success in the storm than Jiri Prochazka. Jiri's constant stance-switching, deadly strikes that come from unorthodox angles and erratic feinting game will all be the perfect test to see how far Rakic has come from his toughest MMA fight with Volkan Oezdemir. As the saying goes, the punches that you don't see coming are the ones that hurt you, and there is perhaps none better suited to embody this saying in the sport more than the samurai. Number 3. In the past, Rakic has ran into trouble whenever he participated in prolonged striking exchanges with dangerous counter-strikers of around Jiri's caliber, like Jan Blachowicz and Volkan Oezdemir. With a career etched with jaw-dropping finishes, another vicious finish from Jiri in this fight is never out of the question. With a slew of hungry fighters eager to climb up to the pinnacle of the 205-pound division, like the ever-crafty veteran Jan Blachowicz, the lurking Nikita Krylov, and the surging Khalil Rountree, all eyes will be on the octagon when these two light heavyweight giants clash at UFC 300. Expect nothing but fireworks and jaw-dropping action as both warriors try to get one step closer to being immortalized as world champion. If this video has satisfied your cravings for MMA content even just a little bit, we would greatly appreciate if you would jab the thumbs up and deliver a devastating cross to the subscribe button. Who do you think will win in this upcoming war between Aleksandar Rakic and Jiri Prochazka? Will we see the samurai neutralize the Rocket, or will we see the Rocket fly to the moon? Let us know down below who and how they will win, as well as which fights you would like to see next, be it future or fantasy. We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments section. As always, thank you so much for your time and engagement with our video. Until next time, stay fighting.
If I'm only one day a champion, I'm a champion, you know? Even one day. I really don't care. But I want that belt so bad.